Hello and welcome to the video. This is the latest stuff up at 3DXR. Now I managed to get up there about once every 2 months to go and see Ben and the rest of the team, and I really enjoy it because the technology that Ben is dealing with, the high-end professional grade stuff, will introduce technologies that will eventually ripple down into the hobby side of radio control, and we will get our hands on it as hobby pilots. And also just the stuff that Ben is doing up there is very cool. VTOL professional kits, high-end cameras, cube pilots, things like the HearLink systems, all that stuff. It's really fun to see what he and the team are doing there for their customers. Now, I'm going to put a link down below to the 3DXR website. Do go and check it out, as well as all the high-end stuff. I tend to buy all things like my Holy Bro and Maytech stuff from him as well. They do stock all of that stuff too. Now, when I've done these kind of videos in the past, that you do seem to like them. Obviously, you quite like having a look at some of this new technology as well. And the technology that pulled out this time, some of it is quite high-end, like some of the high-end cameras, but there's some new stuff too, things like some new GPSs from Maytech as well. So I'm going to hand over to Ben and he can take us through each of those pieces. I'll put links down below, again, to the 3DXR website and to some of the products, but they're all on the 3DXR website. You can just find them with a simple search.
So here we have a selection of our servos, and what I wanted to show you today was some of the metal cased or higher end servos. So here's an Emax one. Now we have a great selection of Emax servos from small to large. This particular one's a nice example because it's a fully metal case servo. So this is something I would use on the sort of higher end builds where I want more torque. They're also higher voltage, so they'll often take from 5 volts but up to 8.4. They're all metal geared servos, so just a nice step up for those better models. Another brand of an Emax is KST, so we have a growing range of KST servos. This is one of their all metal cased. It's a digital cordless servo, and again also high voltage. So these are powerful servos, they're also fast. Another example is this low profile servo from KST. So this is a plastic house servo, but it is a digital high voltage one, and these are common in retract mechanisms, in landing gears, and also sometimes in car steering servos. So again, powerful, strong servos. This is a new product from Holy Bro. It's called a PM08. So it's one of their power modules. It's a beast, if you like it, up to 14S and up to 200 amps continuous current. So what you've got here is something that is genuinely rated to 200 amps, and it will actually handle it. So if you imagine some of the products you may have that are, claim these ratings, this is what it looks like to actually have a constant current of 200 amps at 14S. It comes included with a fan, and it's a standard 6-pin power plug, so your supply to your flight controller, your current and voltage readings in the ground, as well as the fan connection there on the side. Now with these high voltage, high current applications, what you've got here is the bolt-on cables. So when you're using these sort of power levels, your connectors will also be chunky. So this is an AS150U. We've got the anti-spark connector, and we've also got an 8-gauge wire already terminated with the bolt-on connectors. There's other connectors in the range, such as the XT90s here on a 10-gauge, also bolt-on, or you can do your own cable termination. So this is a high voltage and current power module for some of the more needing applications. What you'll see here is we use the mass range of connectors. So we do have this whole range of connectors available for you to terminate yourself. So we have many connectors on our website. This is a nice little updated GPS module from Maytech. So you might previously have had the M8Q, and what this is the M10Q, so it has a very similar footprint. It also features a 5883 built-in compass. So again, this is just a latest version of a small footprint GPS from Maytech. We've got some new products here from T-Motor, so we're adding to our FPV range. This is a 60 amp 4-in-1 ESC, and this particular one will go up to 8S. And what we have here is the nice Velox 50 amp ESC. So this one is a 6S ESC. It's 32-bit, and this has a nice factory mounted sort of cooling plate on the top. So nice, beautiful ESC there. New also from the T-Motor range is one of their fixed wing ESCs and motors. So this is the AT series of ESC, and this is their sort of flagship one, which is the 195 amp here. What you'll also see is we have mounting holes for the included fan. So this is currently their biggest fixed wing ESC. So that is the AT195, so 195 amp ESC, beautifully housed and just to be bolted down securely. That ESC you might use with this motor here. So this is the AT8030, it's a 160 kV version. What you've got here is this is labelled 85cc, so we've now got quite a range of motors from T-Motor aimed at sort of swapping out your gas engine to electric, and this is currently their biggest one. We do also have 30, 40, 50cc equivalents, but this one is their current biggest one for fixed wing, which is 85cc. So this will swing something like a 24 to 27 inch propeller on a 12S setup and be a excellent substitution to your gas engine. So again, just fine T-Motor quality that we've come to expect. And again from T-Motor, what we've got here is one of their new ESCs in the Thunder range. So the Thunder's a new line of ESCs, currently 3 products. These are 24S ESCs, so that's 100 voltage, proper batteries nowadays. This is their biggest model, the Thunder 300 amp. As some people make large drones or urban air mobility, whatever you call people carrier logistics drones, and you are getting to the the hundreds of kilos of weight, you're looking at ESCs like this. You're talking about swinging 60-inch props and gigantic motors, even bigger than what we've just seen. And what you've had is you want to get your voltage up on these systems. So where previously you'd have your 12S setups and your current went high, as soon as you can increase the voltage, you then lower the current. So changing from 12S to 24S, you've halved the current draw. But with that, there is some sort of considerations that need to be taken into account. Quite often people using these setups will need pre-charged circuitry when you are connecting up often quite large battery banks in series and in parallel. So there is quite a lot to learn before you move into 24S on these bigger builds. But what we are seeing now is the products in order to facilitate that, such as the Thunder series of ESCs. Like I say, there is also 120 amp, a 200 amp, and this is their biggest 300 amp ESC. And so live on our website now is a range of propellers from Falcon. Here's an example of the solid carbon fixed wing propeller. So what we have is a range of sizes, but also we've got quite a good range of pitches within those sizes. So here's an example of a 16 by 12, so that's quite higher pitch than might normally be used. And I would use a propeller like this on, for example, a VTOL push or pull, where we can have that nice pitch because we don't need to take off, we just want efficient flight in the air. Here's an example of one of the solid wood propellers. So we stock a range of propellers in wood for both electric and also wooden propellers for gas engines as well. So on our website now we'll have a range of propellers from Falcon, all different sizes and styles. We have folding propellers, we've got small propellers and gigantic propellers, but Falcon are a very nice quality propeller maker. Here's one of our sort of must-have products. This is a Hoodman 2-foot landing mat. They also fold up into convenient carry pouches. Now we have these in sizes from 2 foot to 8 foot. I find this is a sort of product I always use in the field. It helps protect against FOD, so that's foreign object damage, when you start your motors. And it's also a good way to remember where you took off from. So when your aircraft returns to home or it comes back, you at least know your landing site. But it's a must-have item that I use on all my multi-rotor and VTOL flights. And we have a new product here from Grimsy. So this is the Mio gimbal, but what's special about this one, this is it's a 2-axis version and it's meant to be forward mounted. So what this does, this opens up a whole lot of possibilities on frame design. So your traditional gimbal, which is underslung and 3-axis, what this is here, it loses the 3rd axis and it's mountable to the front of your drone. Now what these have been good for in the past is good on inspection drones where you want to look sort of all the way up and down. So it really opens up possibility of designing very different shaped frames And this is from Grimsy, which is obviously one of the best gimbal makers and highly integratable into autopilot and your other flight stacks and your common flight controllers. So yeah, a good heritage, and it's good to see that they bring some new products to the market. So the Mio, this is their sort of smallest 2-axis gimbal, but they have also brought out the bigger T3 as a forward mounted 2-axis gimbal. So it really opens up a whole load of new design possibilities in making frames from these new gimbals. So we have a range of camera gimbals from ViewPro. Here's an example of one of their day-only cameras. So 3-axis stabilization, quality Sony sensor, and they're all the models we get have 360 rotation, and that's because we use the IP video transmission, so the video is over Ethernet. If you use HDMI, then you don't get full rotation. So within the range of gimbals we've got them, we have gimbals suitable for VTOLs and multi-rotors, we have day-only gimbals, and we also have the gimbals with thermal cameras of various different resolutions. So the ViewPro offer a range of competitively priced and highly capable gimbals. What's nice also is they are quick release. So this has a twist and click connector. So the connector remains in the drone and the camera can be removed, and you can actually even interchange between different camera models to this connector. So just to know that we're stocking a range of camera gimbals from ViewPro, now live on our website.
Thank you for watching the video. If you watch my videos and find them useful, then please take a moment to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot. If you really like what I'm doing here, you can become a Patreon and support the time I spend helping others and get access to lots of exclusive benefits. Link is in the video description. Remember that all the videos on the channel are organized into playlists, so you can easily use those playlists to find all the videos on a subject that you are interested in. Add Painless 360 to your searches on Google and YouTube, and it'll help you find my content for any particular topic. Thanks again for watching, and as always, happy flying.